Welcome to Upper Room, where we journey through the timeless tales and profound mysteries of the ancient scriptures. Today, we embark on an exploration of one of the most enigmatic stories ever told, the epic journey of the wise men from the book of Mathew. As the years passed and the memory of their journey began to fade, the wise men passed into legend, their names whispered in hushed tones and their deeds celebrated in song and story. Yet their legacy endured as a testament to the enduring power of faith and the eternal quest for truth amidst the mysteries of the cosmos. For generations to come, their story would be told and retold, their journey recounted as a symbol of hope and inspiration for all who sought the light of divine revelation. And though the details of their quest may have faded into the mists of time, the memory of their faith and devotion would live on, a beacon of hope for all who dared to seek the truth. Join us as we delve deep into the annals of history, uncovering the hidden truths and profound revelations woven throughout the epic of the book of Mathew. Subscribe to Upper Room to stay tuned for upcoming episodes where we unravel the mysteries of ancient scriptures and explore the enduring quest for divine truth. Part 1. The Visit of the Magi. Mathew 2:1-2. In the distant lands of the east, where the sands stretched out like an endless sea, and the stars twinkled like diamonds in the night sky, a group of wise men embarked on a journey that would lead them to the very cradle of civilization. They were the Magi, scholars and seers, who studied the heavens in search of signs and wonders. And they were drawn by a celestial phenomenon unlike any they had ever seen. As we open the second chapter of the Gospel of Mathew, we find ourselves standing alongside these mysterious travelers, their caravan winding its way across desert sands and rocky terrain. Guided by a brilliant star that blazed with unearthly light, they followed its celestial trail with hearts full of anticipation and wonder, for they knew that it heralded the birth of a king unlike any other. Meanwhile, in the city of Jerusalem, the news of the Magi's arrival spread like wildfire, igniting fear and suspicion in the hearts of those who heard it. King Herod, the ruler of Judea, was troubled by the news of a rival king who had come to claim his throne, and he summoned the chief priests and scribes to inquire about the prophecies concerning the Messiah. As we journey alongside the Magi, we are reminded of the timeless quest for truth and meaning that lies at the heart of the human experience. Like them, we are drawn by a longing for something greater than ourselves, a longing that can only be satisfied by the one who is the way, the truth, and the life. And so, with hearts full of anticipation and wonder, we set out on this epic journey through chapter 2 of the Gospel of Mathew, eager to uncover the mysteries that lie hidden beneath the surface of the text. Part 2. The Plot of King Herod. Mathew 2:3-6. In the opulent halls of Herod's palace, where marble columns rose like sentinels to the heavens, and the air was heavy with the scent of incense and intrigue, a dark plot began to unfold. The news of the Magi's quest had sent shockwaves through the corridors of power, and King Herod's grip on his throne was threatened as never before. As we journey deeper into chapter 2 of the Gospel of Mathew, we find ourselves standing in the shadow of Herod's throne, witnessing the machinations of a king whose heart was consumed by fear and ambition. Herod knew that the arrival of a rival king could spell the end of his reign, and he would stop at nothing to protect his power and prestige. Summoning the chief priests and scribes to his side, Herod sought to uncover the whereabouts of this newborn king who threatened to usurp his throne. "Where is he who has been born King of the Jews?" he demanded, his voice trembling with barely concealed rage. "For we have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him." But Herod's feigned piety could not hide the darkness that lurked within his heart, for he had no intention of worshipping the newborn king. Instead, he plotted to destroy him, sending the Magi on their way with a deceitful request. "Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word that I too may come and worship him." And so the stage was set for a cosmic battle between the forces of light and darkness, as the powers of heaven and hell clashed in a struggle for the soul of humanity. Yet amidst the darkness, a glimmer of hope began to shine forth, as the prophecy of old was fulfilled in the most unexpected of ways. As we reflect on this second part of our journey through chapter 2, we are reminded of the timeless truth that even in the darkest of times, God's light still shines forth, guiding us on our journey and leading us to the hope that is found in Jesus Christ. Part 3. The Magi's Journey, Mathew 2:7-9. Across deserts and through valleys, over rugged terrain, and beneath the blazing sun, the Magi pressed forward on their journey, their hearts ablaze with anticipation as they followed the guiding light of the star. As we journey alongside these mysterious travelers, we witness the unfolding drama of divine providence and human frailty. With each step, the star burned ever brighter in the night sky, leading the Magi ever closer to their destination. Yet, as they pressed onward, they were unaware of the dark forces that lurked in the shadows, seeking to thwart their quest and extinguish the light that guided them. Meanwhile, in the city of Jerusalem, King Herod watched with growing unease as the Magi departed on their journey. His heart was filled with fear and suspicion, for he knew that his grip on power was slipping away with each passing moment. Desperate to maintain his hold on the throne, he plotted to deceive the Magi and prevent them from finding the newborn king. But even the schemes of the mighty are no match for the providence of God, for as the Magi journeyed onward, the star that guided them continued to shine forth with undiminished brilliance. And so it was that when they arrived in Bethlehem, they found the object of their quest, the newborn king, lying in a humble manger. Filled with awe and wonder, the Magi fell to their knees and worshipped the child, offering him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. For they knew that they stood in the presence of greatness, a greatness that transcended earthly power and prestige. As we reflect on this third part of our journey through chapter 2, we are reminded of the power of divine guidance and providence. Like the Magi, we are called to follow the guiding light of God's Word, trusting in His wisdom and guidance to lead us on our journey through life. Part 4. The Magi's Dream, Mathew 2:10-12. As the Magi stood in the presence of the newborn king, their hearts filled with awe and wonder at the miracle that lay before them. They had traveled from afar, following the guiding light of the star, and now they beheld the fulfillment of their quest in the humble stable of Bethlehem. But as they knelt in worship before the child, a sense of foreboding began to creep into their hearts. They knew that their journey was far from over, and that danger lurked in the shadows, threatening to extinguish the light that guided them. In the quiet stillness of the night, as the Magi rested beneath the vast canopy of stars, a vision unfolded before them in a dream. Within this sacred realm of slumber, a divine message was imparted to them. An angelic presence, radiant and awe-inspiring, stood before them, its voice resonating with authority and clarity. "Depart from this place," the angel declared, "and return to your own country by another route. For Herod seeks to harm the child." With hearts heavy with the weight of the revelation, the Magi awoke, their resolve strengthened by the urgency of the angel's warning. They understood the gravity of the situation and knew that they must heed the celestial directive. And so, with a renewed sense of purpose, the Magi set forth on a new path, guided by the wisdom of their dream and the protection of divine providence. Their journey homeward was now veiled in secrecy as they navigated the unknown terrain with steadfast determination. Meanwhile, Joseph also received a similar divine message, instructing him to take the child and his mother and flee to Egypt. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, Joseph obeyed without hesitation, ensuring the safety of the precious child entrusted to his care. Though the road ahead was fraught with uncertainty, the Magi and Joseph placed their trust in the unseen hand that guided them, knowing that their obedience to the heavenly command would lead them to safety and deliverance. Thus, as the first light of dawn painted the horizon, the Magi continued their journey, their hearts filled with the assurance that they had fulfilled their role in safeguarding the precious life entrusted to their care. Meanwhile, in the city of Jerusalem, King Herod's rage knew no bounds as he learned that the Magi had deceived him and departed without revealing the whereabouts of the newborn king. Fearing that his grip on power was slipping away, he gave orders to massacre all the male children in Bethlehem and its vicinity who were 2 years old and under, in accordance with the time he had learned from the Magi. But even in the midst of this dark hour, the light of God's love continued to shine forth, leading the Magi safely to Egypt and preserving the life of the child who would one day bring salvation to all who believe. As we reflect on this fourth part of our journey through chapter 2, we are reminded of the power of divine intervention and protection. Like the Magi, we are called to trust in the providence of God, even in the midst of darkness and uncertainty, knowing that He is faithful to guide and protect us on our journey through life. Part 5. The Sorrow of Bethlehem, Mathew 2, 1380. In the quiet streets of Bethlehem, where the air was heavy with the scent of myrrh and cedar, a sense of sorrow hung like a dark cloud over the city. For in the wake of the Magi's departure, a tragedy of unspeakable proportions had unfolded, leaving the hearts of its inhabitants heavy with grief and despair. As we journey deeper into chapter 2 of the Gospel of Mathew, we find ourselves standing alongside the grieving mothers of Bethlehem, their cries of anguish echoing through the night as they mourned the loss of their innocent children. For King Herod, consumed by jealousy and rage, had given orders to massacre all the male children in Bethlehem and its vicinity who were 2 years old and under, in a desperate attempt to eliminate the threat posed by the newborn king. The streets were filled with the sounds of weeping and wailing, as mothers clung to their children with trembling hands, their hearts breaking with the weight of their loss. Yet even in the midst of their sorrow, a glimmer of hope began to shine forth, as the prophecy of old was fulfilled in the most unexpected of ways. For even as Herod's soldiers carried out their ruthless massacre, the child Jesus was safely hidden away in Egypt, protected by the providence of God from the wrath of the wicked. And so it was that the light of God's love continued to shine forth, even in the darkest of times, leading His people out of the shadow of death and into the promise of new life. As we reflect on this fifth part of our journey through chapter 2, we are reminded of the fragility of human life and the depths of God's love for His people. Even in the midst of tragedy and despair, God remains faithful to His promises, guiding and protecting us with His infinite grace and mercy. Part 6. The Return from Egypt, Mathew 2, 1923. After a time of refuge in Egypt, where the child Jesus was protected from the wrath of King Herod, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, bringing news of the tyrant's demise. As we journey through the final verses of chapter 2 of the Gospel of Mathew, we witness the fulfillment of prophecy and the return of the Holy Family to the land of Israel. With hearts full of gratitude and relief, Joseph and Mary gathered their belongings and set out on the long journey back to their homeland. Yet even as they made their way across the desert sands and rocky terrain, their hearts were heavy with the weight of all they had endured. For though Herod was dead, his legacy of fear and oppression lived on in the hearts of those who had suffered under his rule. And so it was that Joseph, guided by the wisdom of the angel, made the decision to settle in the town of Nazareth, far from the reach of Herod's successors, where the child Jesus would grow and thrive in the safety and security of his family's love. And so it was that the prophecy was fulfilled, which said, "He shall be called a Nazarene." For even in the most unexpected of places, amidst the humblest of surroundings, the light of God's love continued to shine forth, leading his people out of darkness and into the promise of salvation. As we reflect on this final part of our journey through chapter 2, we are reminded of the faithfulness of God to his promises. Even in the midst of uncertainty and adversity, God remains ever present, guiding and protecting us with his infinite grace and mercy. As we conclude our journey through the captivating tale of the wise men from the book of Mathew, we are reminded of the timeless truths and profound mysteries that continue to resonate through the ages. Their epic journey serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring power of faith and the eternal quest for truth amidst the mysteries of the cosmos. But our exploration doesn't end here. Join us for future episodes as we uncover more hidden gems and delve deeper into the rich tapestry of ancient scriptures. To ensure you don't miss out on our upcoming episodes, be sure to subscribe to Podcast Name on your favorite podcast platform. By subscribing, you'll gain access to a treasure trove of wisdom and insight as we continue to unravel the mysteries of the divine and explore the profound truths that have shaped human history. So don't delay, hit that subscribe button now and embark on a journey of discovery with TKCIM. Thank you for listening, and until next time, may the light of truth guide your path.